That's the title of this episode. Still uncapped. Hi guys, welcome to Barbie Talks. I am your real and raw Barbie, giving you everything real and raw. And I got a fun episode today. It's just gonna be chill. If you're watching on YouTube, I'm in my PJs. So we're just chilling right now. This is just a video that really resonated with me, and it was actually a topic that I had for an episode. Once again, I'm gonna show y'all on YouTube just so y'all don't think I be trolling. It really be me not filming, being a perfectionist. But so the list is there, y'all. I'm sorry. It's not like the content's not there. I need to tap it. So let's get into it. This video is just, like I said, inspired by a video that I found on TikTok. And I just feel like, there's certain people in this world that just have the quality, right? But you can also embody that at any point in your life by just getting confident in yourself, getting content with who you are, and being confident in like what you stand for. So I still think this video resonates, but there's some people that when you realize your power, you realize that you just exist, and people peeping you, people watching you, people want to get to know you, just you realize the actual natural power you have. So this video resonated with me, and we're gonna watch it, and then I'm gonna give all my thoughts.
I don't like to get involved in the drama. I really don't, but I have to defend Raymonte on this, and I have to say, y'all need to leave that man alone. Y'all need to, I've noticed that anytime y'all talk about what you want to do in life, anytime you're talking about how you want to win, you feel the need to bring up other people who you don't think should be winning. Don't you understand that favor is not fair? Don't ever question me on why God chose me. You need to ask me how I'm staying kept. All the negativity you spew my way, still I'm kept. All the times y'all be praying on my downfall and still I win because I'm kept. All the time y'all kind of put pressure on me to stop me from doing what I'm doing, still I keep going because I know I'm kept. I can give you advice on that. How I'm remaining kept. In terms of why I'm picked, favor's not fair. The problem is a lot of y'all have a competition spirit, and y'all keep forgetting we're not in competition, we're in community. You had folks lie to you and said there can only be one of us on the list. No, we can all occupy that bitch. Go do what you want to do. Go do what you want to do. It ain't got nothing to do with a Raymonte. It ain't got nothing to do with nobody else. Go do what it is that you want to do. But don't hate on my favor. I know it's not fair. Some of you have to sit around and wrestle in mud, fight lions, tigers, and bears in order to be seen. But then for the rest of us, we're going to be seen for merely existing. Favor's not fair. Don't question why God chose me. Question how it is that I'm staying kept. Leave that boy alone. I didn't want to get in this. I don't know if that they were talking about him. They did not say his name. But it very much gave. I'm not. Leave him alone. Leave him alone.
Yeah. But yeah, still I'm kept. That's the title of this episode. Still I'm kept. Still I'm kept. Because that's like that video, when I tell y'all, I was at like, I don't want to say the lowest of my lows, but I was just really going through like my low point. And I was watching and I'm like, but still I'm kept. You told no lies, because there's so many powerful parts to that we're gonna break down. The first one, favor's not fair. It's not. We cannot tell the universe, God, on what I'm supposed to get, what they not supposed. God's fair. We know that. And I ain't gonna get into it. I'm not gonna be shady, but God is fair. So I don't really know why we're confused. Why we're confused on some people getting blessings and we not. Why we confused on why people got this and I don't. Like I've said previously, jealousy and envy is a fake concept. You cannot be jealous or envious of anyone that you legit do not know, and you're not them. Favor is not fair. Favor is not fair. You cannot. It's like that. Just like God is fair, favor is not going to be fair, because now you're putting this out to the mass with what you have been given, and now you're putting that out to society. You just, I don't really know how else to explain that. So I really hope you guys are getting that. But to me, it resonated because, yeah, like sometimes it is the luck of a draw for real. Like, and that's just what maturing, makes you realize that's just what like being in the hustle of a career and like just seeing stuff and peeping stuff really makes you realize, because it's really the luck of the draw. Favor is not fair sometimes, and that doesn't mean it is never going to be fair in your favor. But okay, and maybe the moment you're talking about, you just weren't favored. You just weren't liked. You just weren't the people's choice, and that's okay. And that's okay. But like understanding that, like he said, we are a community. It's not competition. We have so many talented people naturally being pitted against each other. So many people are naturally just hating on other people. But y'all don't like people, not y'all, because we're enlightened here. We're tapped in. I know y'all not thinking this. But some people are thinking they can get farther ahead by competition. That we were built off of a bartering system, y'all. I say it every time I talk to someone about this topic. That's immediately the first thing I say. Like, it was a bartering system. You could not get mad at Sally down the street if she's the only person that handles your laundry and knows how to do stuff, or she's the street nurse. You had no choice but to keep it cute with her and respect her, because you knew as much as you were getting from her, you're probably doing something on the street too, that y'all are doing a fair trade, bartering. I give you something and you give it to me back in return, because we both are equally seeing each other's worth and value. And we're giving an even exchange. But it's like now in our community, we're seeing that it's just not like that. It's, oh, I gotta get up, I gotta. But we're so much stronger when we're a community, and especially in people of color, especially in the Black influencer space, it's so much like it gotta be a pitfall, right? And it's just natural and it just happens. But I hate that within our community, that's the cancer to our community, and they know that. People know that. The way the system has been built knows that when we come together as a community, we do amazing things. Amazing things. But this system that has been built in against our favor has been pulling us back from even reaching that potential, because of this such of a minuscule thing. It's like, how can we look to our predecessors? And this is more, a little more specific on like just what had happened with Raymonte. You don't really need to know the situation more, or just like, someone kind of just says something and it fit his description. That's all. So that's why I liked this video, because I felt like although he was talking about Raymonte in that situation, it's so relating to everyone, because we all had those moments like that. So I'm only being specific to the Black influencer community, or just like the people of color, just for now, because that's what I know, that's what I can see, and just talking about this topic, it'll make sense. So then we look to our left and we see people who don't look like us just being on the list for everything, getting this, getting that, and kind of like thriving. You see them lifting each other up, or it's just like, yeah, even though they don't mess with each other, or yeah, this girl got a gap in engagement, or she has a gap in her career. You could put this to anything. It don't have to be influencing, but I'm saying this to say, like, they're still being able to come together regardless of the stats. But it's like when we do this and we think that, and now this is generalized, when we think we're in competition, is you just letting other people win. Like, we both dope people, we both are intelligent, we both are doing this, we both are bringing this to the table. I don't need to just look at you and be like, oh, that's crazy. Because when you come together, it's also, I could put you on. Oh, I could put you, linking the chain. So it's just, don't put linking the chain. But when you come together, it's just such a dope experience, because I don't know, I just feel like it's a different level of respect. Like, for me personally, I have never been the person where I'm like naturally just like hating on people, and that's just a fact. And not in the sense like I had my moment of like whatever, but forever me looking at someone like, oh yeah, I don't like her because of this, I don't like her because of that. No, that was never me. So for me, genuinely, like to a core level, it's hard for me to even understand like, how can you, I get how you can be jealous and I get it, but to put it to the extent of like competition, I just feel like it's too much. We all have our own thing. Like, I can never compare to you listening and watching, and you can never compare to me, but we bring so many different things. Like, I could be doing you a disservice by mimicking you, and you could do me. You know what I'm like? I want us to think higher than like this baseline level. It's not on no cocky mess. It's not on no, I think you're, we can never imitate. We can never be. So why would we allow jealousy to even be prominent in our life? And following that, it me and my friends talk about this all the time, y'all. I get it. Because there's times when you feel like you see someone getting something that you know you're supposed to have or you want to have, you have that like, oh. But the thing about it is like, just because it's that person's blessing, we all view blessings different, right? There's gonna be somebody that looks at my life and they're like, oh my God, so much. And I can look at somebody else's life and I'm like, dang, I want that. Point being is like, to different people, our life is the prize. Our life is something to be jealous about, right? Just baseline. But to with it being that such a vast scale of anyone can look at your life and kind of be envious of it and admire it, that means that leaves so much room for people to think anything you get is a blessing. Because for one person that looks at your life like, oh my God, it's amazing, it's something you got, but it was like, this was just a blessing to me because I worked hard, I put in the work. It's not like it's a Hail Mary of like, oh my gosh, she's just so lucky. It could be that perspective, or it could be another perspective of someone else gets something, but you don't feel any type of way because that's not important to you. That's not a goal for you. That's not a tier for you. So understanding that how people have their tiers of what's success, what are blessings, what are miracles, it's going to always seem like someone's getting something that you're not, because it's such a vast scale. When it comes to you seeing somebody getting something you want, you don't know if it's a miracle or blessing. You don't know what that means for them. And for me, and what me and my friend say is, okay, my friend get a blessing, I know he right next door. And now that goes back to the community. When you don't feel in competition, you're seeing everybody around you when you're just respectful. Dope, I know you're a hard worker. Dope, I know you da, 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 da. I know you as a person. I know this is X, Y, and Z for you. But when you're looking from the outside, you're looking like, oh, I'm just never getting nothing. But if you look at the perspective of community, wow, that's dope. Like, I respect their work. I respect what they do. I respect them as a person. I know I'm coming next. I know they've been hustling. I'm hustling too. Like, it's right around the corner for me. It's just little small mindset shifts and being conscious of what you're doing, because being conscious of what you're thinking, because that's such a big shift. Like, that perspective alone can shift you into a new life, and you can become a new person, new opportunities. But that other way of thinking is just such a cancer to not only our society, but we rob ourselves as individuals. I would be selling myself so short, which I have sold myself so short in the past, which is why I'm where I'm at, constantly comparing myself to someone else. I'm doing so much comparing. I'm looking so much what's going on with them. I'm not handling myself because I'm letting that get me discouraged. I'm letting that let me get in my head. Meanwhile, I turn to the side and I'm kept, and things are being handled for me. But yet I'm so persistent on what this I don't have. It is clouding me so heavily that I'm not even seeing how I'm kept. I'm not seeing how things are working in my favor. I'm not seeing how, oh yeah, this person got this. Oh, that means they're peeping this kind of work. Like, I'm gonna keep. Oh, I know my time's coming. I really want whoever's listening to this to just really evaluate your life, of evaluate the blessings you feel like you have, evaluating the curses you think you have, and just really reflect, like, objectively, not your own opinions, and not on no like devaluing your traits and what you're thinking and like dismissing your feelings, not saying that, but just really think about what you have and just say, someone would probably die for this right now. And somebody else probably would say, okay, I was in your shoes before and I got here, or, oh, I can never be there. But at the end of the day, understanding that it is your life and it is legit your storybook. It's never going to compare to somebody else's. There's going to be things that you went through, things you had to go through to get you to that point. But valuing what you have and valuing the blessings you got and valuing how you're staying kept. And I'm just saying that because I just quick pin. I just think that how he did that was just so amazing. But you'll just realize, like, okay, I just really got to worry about me. That's the base root of all of it. You worrying about other people, but you're not worrying about yourself. It could sound like I'm being harsh, but I'm saying this to myself too. That's how I used to be. I used to just be so upset, just be so confused, and not on like a hating, jealous, envious, but just questioning and not understanding. But I robbed myself from so much, you guys. Like, I'm speaking from example. Like, if I was not so hung up on certain little things, I would just be completely different, just life wise. And it's something hard to really live with every day because it feels like you don't want to repeat that, but you will repeat it if you're dwelling on that too much and you're constantly looking to your side. When you worry about yourself, worry about making yourself feel good, worrying about your mental, worrying about your health, worrying about your career, and just worrying about where do you see yourself. That's when you get all of these things coming in. That's all about building community, understanding that, okay, your blessing is truly my blessing too, because I respect you so much, or like I've seen the hard work you put in, or you got your blessing, I'm happy for you. Next. But when you operate in a, well, that's when you're selfless because you're not comparing anybody to you. So then, therefore, there's not any kind of hierarchy system. And even if there is, there's just still a level of respect where it's not a competition thing. But when you live in the mindset of just always looking around and just wanting to figure out, comparing, and just, oh, I got to do it, you rob yourself from so much because you're legit. You are putting so much focus on every single thing around you, every single entity, every single emotion on everyone else, and you're literally depleting it from yourself without even knowing, which in result, you're not showing up for yourself. And even if you are still putting all that energy in everyone else, that means you're still holding yourself back. Nonetheless, we are still kept. There are people that are not even are everyone. We still are kept. And there's people who know what their kept means, and there's other people who knows what their kept means. So it still levels to even what people consider being kept and being favored, because it's all subjective. I know it's kind of starting to sound repetitive, but I really wanted to get into our brain that this is a minuscule problem. This isn't real. Thinking that way is not real because you rob yourself from so much when you focus on that. However, when you understand this logic and you start to move in a way where you worry about yourself, the opportunities are endless. It's going to feel like you have the world at your feet. It's going to feel like a completely different world. And I really want us all to experience that because it's so crazy. It is a different feeling to feel like things work in your favor. So I want you to just take this time right now to just really realize that you're kept. Really realize that you are looked after, you are protected, you are spiritually, you, the spiritual armors you have are very heavy. And no matter the storm, you genuinely weather it through. You genuinely push through. You become more resilient. You become stronger. And you take something with you every time to get you to that end state that is going to bring you to the ultimate fulfillment. And I understand how it can get really hard sometimes, and it could be very overwhelming, and things you don't understand, you're questioning. But if you are here right now listening to this, I'm sure you have testimonies of what you have been protected through. And don't allow society and societal expectations and just limiting thoughts stop you from being who you're supposed to be, because honestly it's just gonna, you're robbing yourself. Like, that's the saddest part about it. Like, I be saying this, but I'm not saying this in a way to like motivationally speak you and move you. I'm not even caring about that. I'm genuinely telling you from my heart, you are robbing yourself when you don't think in this way. And it's really up to you. You make a decision every day. I make a decision every day of who I'm acting like. What energy am I embodying, and what am I putting my focus on? And if you're putting us focus on something that is not growing you, not pushing you in a better direction, and not getting you to the place where you know you should be, not want, no. Because deep down inside, we all know what we should be doing. We know what our strengths are. We know what our weaknesses are. And we know what we need to do with them. So, not what you want, what you know you're supposed to be at. You rob yourself. And that's a big heartbreak of life. You do not want to reach an age where you feel like you did not maximize your potential. You didn't try hard enough. You let things that now you look back and are just saying, oh, that was so stupid, control your life. But understanding that you are protected and there's so much you can do in the now to help yourself later, but it's also just helping you have a better life is genuinely going to be life changing for you. So I really hope this episode made you realize how you are kept. But all jokes aside, that this episode really made you understand how you are protected and just how being a community, and just how understanding that, just once again emphasizing this theory and this notion of building yourself up, how it really changes your world. It's not just some spiritual woohoo or not just some psychological thing. This is real life. So I hope that from this episode you took that and you're able to just consider a little more of what your day to day looks like, the people you're around, and what you're looking like. What is your future endeavors looking like for you? Because just make sure you're aligned and make sure you're fulfilled, and just make sure you're doing what you need to do to become your best self. Truly hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This was a little more yapper episode, so I still hope you guys enjoyed. But of course, if you are listening on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. Of course, if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, just follow this channel if you would like to hear more. And bye, guys.